There's a new update out of Oregon, and while the state's biggest fires keep burning, there's also a new weather threat that could make things worse before they get better. The National Weather Service is warning of a red flag warning today, with the possibility of lightning, meaning brand new fire starts are a real risk right on top of the fires already burning across the state. Oregon's governor's office has confirmed wildfires have now killed at least 2 Oregonians this year, and tonight the community around the Grasshopper Fire is gathering for a public meeting to get answers directly from fire officials. I'm going to walk you through everything new since our last update. Let's get into it. Let's start with the forecast because it matters for every fire we're about to talk about. The National Weather Service is predicting a red flag warning for today, with the possibility of lightning across parts of Oregon. A red flag warning means conditions are lined up for fire to start and spread rapidly. Low humidity, warm temperatures, and often wind, and adding lightning into that mix raises the odds of entirely new fire starts, not just growth on existing ones. Given how stretched firefighting resources already are across the state, a fresh round of lightning-caused ignitions today would come at about the worst possible time. The Grasshopper Fire near Mount Hood remains one of the state's top concerns, and tonight there's a chance for residents to hear directly from the people managing the response. A community meeting is being held this evening, Thursday, August 13th at 6 p.m. at Dufur High School, located at 802 Northeast 5th Street. All community members are invited to attend, and these meetings are typically where residents get the most direct, detailed answers about evacuation status, containment progress, and what to expect in the days ahead, often more useful than any single news update, since officials take questions directly from the people affected. This fire has already reshaped daily life across Wasco, Clackamas, and Hood River counties, with the Wasco County Fair canceled for the year and Highway 35 seeing repeated closures as crews work to protect the corridor. If you're anywhere near Dufur or the broader Mount Hood area, tonight's meeting is worth attending in person if you can make it. These community meetings have become a regular part of how this fire is being managed. Earlier gatherings at South Wasco County High School drew residents looking for updates directly from the Wasco County Sheriff's Office, the Oregon State Fire Marshal, the Oregon Department of Forestry, the U.S. Forest Service, and the incident management teams rotating through the fire, and tonight's session at Dufur High School is expected to follow that same format. There's a difficult piece of context that's emerged from the governor's office alongside this update. Wildfires have now killed at least 2 Oregonians this year. We've already told you about dozer operator Jason Ensign, who died on August 6th while helping fight the Wright Spring Fire in Klamath County, and whose passing prompted Governor Kotek to order flags lowered statewide this Friday. Jensen was a contractor with Green Diamond Resource Company, and he became trapped behind flames when a rapid, sudden wind change shifted conditions while he was operating a dozer to help crews establish fire lines. The governor's office confirming a second Oregonian loss this season underscores just how dangerous this fire year has become, both for the firefighters and contractors working these incidents, and, in some cases, for residents caught by fast-moving fire behavior. It's a genuinely sobering reminder that behind every acreage number and containment percentage, there are real people putting themselves at risk to protect communities across the state. Flags at public institutions across Oregon are set to fly at half-staff from sunrise to sunset this Friday in honor of Ensign, a gesture Governor Kotek's office says reflects the weight this loss has placed on the entire state, not just the crews who worked alongside him. Away from Mount Hood, crews have continued active work on the Paradise Fire, where defensive firing operations took place on the southeast side of the fire along Forest Service Road 64, aimed at mitigating fire activity burning along Broken Ridge. Defensive firing is a deliberate tactic. Crews intentionally burn a controlled strip of fuel ahead of the main fire to rob it of anything left to consume when it reaches that line, essentially starving the fire before it can spread further into that specific area. Elsewhere on the fire, crews have also been using unmanned aircraft systems along Mill Creek to detect heat signatures with pinpoint accuracy, allowing teams to navigate directly to hot spots and extinguish them rather than searching the surrounding terrain blindly. This kind of targeted thermal detection has become a consistent theme across nearly every major fire burning in Oregon this season, and it's clearly proving its value in speeding up mop-up and containment work. Not everything in this update is concerning. There's real, tangible progress to report on a handful of fires that have been burning quietly in the background, while attention has focused on Grasshopper and Wright Spring. Within the Roe Creek complex, power has been restored to the Keystone Ranch area and along the stretch from Ochoco Ranger Road to Marks Creek, a meaningful milestone for residents in those areas who've been without electricity while crews work to make repairs safely. The Bench Fire has had all of its evacuation notices lifted entirely, meaning residents there can now return to normal life without any lingering fire-related restrictions. And in Baker County, evacuation levels around an active fire have been reduced, another sign that containment work in that part of the state is paying off. These kinds of updates rarely make headlines, but they matter enormously to the specific communities affected, and they're a reminder that even during an intense, multi-fire season like this one, progress is happening in parallel with the ongoing threats. The Hagen Fire in the Umatilla National Forest continues to affect a wide stretch of northeastern Oregon. Closures remain in place across the Walla Walla Ranger District, and Highway 204 stays closed between Weston and Elgin, spanning roughly 39 miles of that corridor. Level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations remain in effect across both Union and Umatilla counties, and residents in that region are being directed to the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office Facebook page for the most current updates, since conditions on this fire have continued shifting. Beyond the fires we've covered in detail, there's a broader list of active incidents across the state that are worth a quick mention. The Egypt and Stone Creek fires have Bureau of Land Management land closed nearby, with updates being posted directly to the dedicated 2026 Egypt and Stone Creek Fires Facebook page for anyone in that area. Forest Service Road 41 remains closed in connection with fire activity in that region as well. With this many fires burning simultaneously across so many different counties, officials continue emphasizing that the best source of truth for any specific area is always the local county sheriff's office, since state and national level updates simply can't capture every zone-by-zone change happening day to day. Zooming out, wildfires across Oregon and Washington combined have now burned more than 3 million acres this season. That combined figure keeps climbing as fires large and small continue burning across both states, and with a red flag warning and possible lightning in the forecast today, officials aren't ruling out further growth in that number before this week is out. With so many incidents active simultaneously, Grasshopper, Wright Spring, Paradise, Hagen, Roe Creek, and now Egypt and Stone Creek among them, Oregon's firefighting resources remain stretched thin, which is part of why any new ignition today carries an outsized risk of growing before crews can fully respond. If you're anywhere near Dufur or the Mount Hood area, consider attending tonight's community meeting at Dufur High School at 6 p.m. It's likely to be the most direct, up-to-date source of information you'll find today. If you're in an area under a red flag warning, avoid any outdoor activity that could create a spark, mowing dry grass, dragging trailer chains, using power tools near vegetation, since even a small spark under today's conditions could start a new fire. More broadly, across the state, know your evacuation level and take it seriously. Sign up for your county's emergency alert system if you haven't already. Check road closures before you travel, especially around Highway 35 near Mount Hood and Highway 204 near the Hagen Fire. And if you're near any active fire, keep checking your specific county sheriff's page directly, since conditions and evacuation zones are shifting daily across almost every major incident in the state right now. A community meeting tonight, a fresh lightning risk on the horizon, and confirmation that this fire season has now claimed at least 2 lives in Oregon. This remains one of the most serious, actively evolving wildfire seasons the state has faced in years. We'll keep tracking every major fire and bring you the next update as new official data comes in. If this helped, subscribe and turn on notifications, and share this with anyone you know in Oregon. To every firefighter, dozer operator, and first responder on the lines right now, and in memory of Jason Ensign and everyone this season has claimed, thank you. Stay informed, stay ready, and stay safe out there.